Hi guys, today's full face look, I'm starting off with my L'Oreal Lumi Magique Base Primer. So I'm just quickly applying that with my hands, rubbing it all in, getting it nice and close to under that eye area. And the foundation that I'm using today is the Harlotte Afterglow Foundation, and the colour I'm using is H2. I don't have a great deal of tan on today, so it's not too overly dark. Loving this foundation. It gives a beautiful glow, but still quite buildable coverage, so you can wear it quite sheer, or you can buff it in and build it up to be a little bit more fuller. And now I'm using my Adorn Mineral Cosmetics Peachy Sleep Corrective Concealer, and just using a brush to apply that one over my entire eyelid, and also just a smidge underneath the eyes, just to take out any of the bluey purple pigment that I have in my eyelids. Now taking my Curtis Collection Brow Blender pencil, this is in brunette. Clearly I'm nearly at the end of this pencil, so just combing the brows up and then drawing the pencil through the brows, starting from the underneath. I like to get a bit of a baseline there and not smudge it where it's not meant to be, but that's okay. And I'm just filling in the brows, fluffing them through, and then I'll just comb it all through to make sure that it's nice and soft and that I have the brows even. Okay, in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and this colour is medium deep in the matte bronzer. And I do this a lot, but I'm just applying it to the eyes to get some nice shape and definition. I always do this, otherwise I tend to have a very flat eye look, but I like to have, you know, lots of shape and definition to the eyes before I even start. And this also maps out where I'm going to deepen up my shadow a little bit later on as well. So really buffing that into the outer corner of the eye and in through the socket line there. And going in with the Face by the Skincare Company's Beck Judd Essential Eye Palette, and just using the warmer earthy tones today. And I'm just going to start concentrating that deeper brown in the outer corner of the eye. You can see how having that little bit of mapped out shape really helps to guide where you just want to pop the bulk of your colour, and just buffing it in with my fluffy brush to make sure that it's nice and soft and blended, and taking a clean blending brush there just to buff out any of the edges to make sure I'm extra blended. And just going in with one of the lighter shades there, I'll get the colours in the drop down box below, but I'm just blending that in across the mobile lid of the eye, and just these are more matte colours that I'm using at the moment, so keeping it nice and matte for now. I'll add a little bit of extra highlight a little bit later on where I need to, and buffing and blending and buffing and blending basically. And just going in with my little bit of a highlight there on the inner corner of the eye, buffing that in. I don't want too much highlight, but just a nice subtle pop. Ta-da! Today I'm just going to use something different. I'm going to use my Vamp stamp that I ordered a while ago. So I'm using the actual stamp, and I'm also going to be using the liquid eyeliner that I purchased with it. I love the liquid eyeliner. It does not budge or transfer all day, so that's a big tick for me. I will be purchasing it multiple times, I'm sure, in my lifetime. Now, as for the stamp, I do love the stamp. If I can find my brush there. Sorry about that. Nice view of my forehead. I do love the stamp, but it is a little bit too big for my little eyes. They do have a smaller one available, which I haven't bought, but you'll see I am just going to slightly shorten and soften up the wing part of it in a sec anyway, but just because, like, I mean, that wing's pretty full on. But for now, I'm just extending the eyeliner across the rest of my eye, making sure it tapers down into the inner corner. The gel, the liquid eyeliner that it comes with is so easy to use. I have no complaints with that product whatsoever. And now I'm just taking an angled liner brush, a cotton tip, and some Napoleon Purtis Autopilot primer. And this is what I use to clean up any eyeliner mistakes, or if I just want to crispen up my line, or as you can see, I'm just tweaking the size and the shape of the line there. So if you ever have any eyeliner mistakes and you've got a bit of that Autopilot primer handy, it definitely does the trick. It doesn't disturb the rest of the makeup, but it means that you can play around with the shape of the liquid eyeliner or your eyeshadow at the edge of the eye. If you sort of tend to make your eyeliner or your eyeshadow fall down a little bit too much and it gives you that droop eye look, just sweep a bit of that primer in the upwards motion, and it'll really give the eyes a bit more of a lift. So just going in on the other side there, and again I will also tweak the shape and the size of that winged eyeliner. Okay, so when I'm happy with how both my sides of eyeliner look, I'm going to move on and use my Australis eyeliner pencil. This one is in Blackest Black, and I am just going to apply that to the lower lash line. I don't normally wear black on my lower lash line unless I'm going for a specific look, but today I was just feeling it with that winged eyeliner, so just applying it to the waterline and just slightly underneath on the lash line as well. And going back in with my Eye Essentials palette and that warmer colour brown that we used first off, and I'm just buffing that in to the under eye area and blending and setting that eye pencil, basically just smoking it out slightly on the lower lash line. So just taking a more fluffier tapered brush, and I'm just going to buff the second colour that we used from that eye palette and just applying it, buffing it out just to smudge out the lines on that lower lash line just a little bit more than what we had with the initial brown colour. So nice and really blended is what we're going for. And just taking a second dip or a third dip into that deeper colour and intensifying my crease. I don't want it to be a full cut crease, but I did want it to be quite obvious and defined, so Just using that same tapered brush and intensifying the crease area, making sure that everything is super blended and just fades nicely. So I'll go back and forth with my fluffy brushes and my clean blending brush as well, just to really buff it out. And blonde lashes be gone. Going in with my Max Factor 2000 calories mascara. So starting on the bottom lashes and giving them a good once over, and then I'm going to go in and do 2 coats on the top lashes. You know I love this mascara. It just lasts all day and you can really build it up and get nice full fluffy lashes. Okay, so next I am going in with my Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer. So I'm going to apply this under the eyes and down the center of the face just to give a nice, soft, subtle highlight, just creating a bit of shape to the face. So buffing that in with a brush. If you find that you get a bit liney under the eyes, you can certainly then go ahead and tap the product in with your finger, just to make sure that the product's not going to cling to any lines. It just really, the warmth of your finger softens the product against your skin. I do that quite a lot. I'm not sure why I didn't do that today, but there you have it. And I'm just going to set that concealer with my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish Airbrush Powder. I love this because it doesn't cling to any lineage under there. And now I'm taking the Face by the Skincare Company's Baked Bronzer in Satin Glow, and I use this to set the bulk of my foundation. It gives a really beautiful sheen, and it just has a really beautiful glow within finish, and also just gives beautiful warmth to the skin without being too over the top. In colour, it's not too dark. You can wear it when you're tan, but you can also wear it when you're a little bit more on the paler side. Yeah. And just doing the nose thing as I do every time. Okay, Black Cosmetics, my favorite illuminator. This one is in Golden Glow, and I'm just applying that to the tops of the cheekbones, the cupid's bow, a little bit to the forehead that I do like to buff out just because I can get a little on the shiny side, and just applying it to the very tip and to the bridge of the nose as well. This also looks awesome on the inner corners of the eye, Oh, there you go. And it just gives that really beautiful warm, but it's not too yellow highlight. I love it. I love it. I love it. For blush, I'm using my Harlotte Cosmetics blush in Frisky Pink. I love this. I love how intense the pink is. It's super fresh, super feminine, really girly. I cannot get enough. So just applying that to the apples of my cheeks there with a soft, fluffy blush brush. And buffing out the edges. Lipstick, I'm going in with MAC's Cream Sheen in Cream de Nude. It's a quite pale colour, so I do tend to need to add a little bit of depth as well. So I'm going over the top with my Charlotte Tilbury Between the Sheets Lippy. The Between the Sheets is quite pink and the Creme de Nude is quite nude, so it's sort of balancing each other out. And going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Gloss in Seduction. Yeah, I'm really happy with this look. I absolutely loved wearing it. I felt totally done, but not overdone. And I just thought I was killing it all day. But let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Bye.